train. And actually, as I'm talking, pretty good timing, we have got ourselves underway here in the knife round. So let me just change a couple of things here for you guys. One sec. Game, please don't crash on me now. I'd really appreciate that, bruh. Bruh. Right, let's hope that Eric is still here. Hey, Eric, you still there, bro?
Yeah.
Awesome. I think we're just about to get live in the next map, in the knife round between Liquid and Astralis. Now, I think this is maybe a little bit harder to predict. You know, the previous two we said that Tyloo were underdogs, although it ended up being really not the case with how close those maps were. But Liquid, Astralis, where do you come down with this one?
Yeah, I think this is going to be my favorite match that we're going to cast today. I think this one has a lot of potential for just some great CS. And, I mean, Liquid, after beating Na'Vi today on Nuke, I mean, they got to be feeling good. Team Liquid definitely in a slump right now. So, I mean, this event, I think, is massive for them in terms of, like, they have to show a good performance here. And so far, I mean, they should have the confidence beating Na'Vi to, you know, push it here. And then Astralis changing in-game leaders recently with Glaive swapping out, or swapping in for Kerrigan. So, I mean, Astralis obviously looking to change their luck as well to, I don't know, you know, start competing for titles again.
Oh, absolutely. Had a great performance, great showing at E-League. I believe they came over SK and Na'Vi, right? So these guys have been in good way since Glaive has joined the roster. I have to see if that continues here, however, as they did lose the first map of IEM Oakland in their group stage match. I think that was against G2. Obviously that was going on as we were casting earlier, but either way, Astralis will be coming into this on the CT side on train as Zipex is eating some early damage in box hall, so he's just going to try and get himself out of dodge, out of harm's way as soon as he possibly can. And relocating into a pretty solid position with USP. If Nitro peaks at the wrong time, he could very well lose his head, but Zipex isn't able to land the first shot. And Liquids still have Pimp, who's actually hiding out towards the T-spawn, so I don't think there's any indication as to a guaranteed push just yet, but it does look likely that B may be the site that's hit.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be, and, you know, I wish they had a Molotov for this strat because it's probably going to come down to, you know, some close situation where they, you know, push the back lanes. I mean, now they really have to kind of push it and get these kills and get into the CT's faces because they don't have that Molotov to win the late round, so it's going to be a tough one for Liquid losing their first man.
Zipex back in again. He's going to land himself the first and only kill so far of this map. Having to come in with that USP. The rest of his team are joining him as Liquid are trying to hold this off. Alicia's taken a whole bunch of damage. JDM dies in front of him. And now Alicia's going to have to pull off something pretty spectacular. His position is in the front lines. Down he goes, leaving Hiko and Pimp with it all to do. Pimp does have a P250, but Hiko's going to be aggressed on point blank range, and down goes Pimp for Glaive to defuse in the smoke. Now Astralis will take first blood, but the bomb did get planted, so Liquid have the choice of whether they want to force in here or get AKs in the next round.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much never going to win that if you don't push to the back of the train yard. Like, they plant the bomb, the planter just stays on the bomb train. There's like two people stuck behind Pop Dog. It just looked really sloppy. Hiko had some flashes, but it seemed like his teammates were in a position to like really push to the back lanes with his flashes. So, yeah, you're not going to win that being passive there.
Smoke down at box halls allows Device to just hide right behind this with the MP9. They're going to line up for him. He may only get the one kill out of this one. There's so many bodies ahead of him. But good guy Zipex comes good with the A4. He's close to death. Device will dig him out of a hole. How is he not dead yet? Finally goes down. And that probably is all that Liquids will take out of this round. Pimp with a P250 and the bomb. Again, though, they're going to have AK buy whatever happens next up.
Yeah, this is kind of a throwaway round. Try to get as many kills as you can, but chances of you winning is very slim.
Again, guys, said this in the last map. This is going to be a recurring theme. I don't know what it is with Twitch on this stream, but the sound issues can be fixed very easily by just refreshing the stream. They'll fix it instantly for you guys. That's why some of you have issues, some of you don't. Refresh, you'll be good to go. Liquid's certainly good to go in this round. AKs with the grenades, and of course the bomb they got in the first round. Did I say grenades? Kills is the word I was looking for there. In the first round, affords them a few more smokes in this one. 4-1 formation with no one around connector. I mean, I suppose Glaive is, but just with the UMP. So that B site might be a little bit sketchy for Astralis. We'll have to wait and see if that ends up being focused on anyway.
Yeah, super passive hold out of Liquid here. Maybe they're thinking that the CTs might get aggressive with their SMGs because they're super passive in bathroom, just trying to punish some aggro pushes.
Liquid are now going to start to funnel their way over onto the B side, keeping Hiko and Pimp, the two back players, once again. They could change their mind and push down Pop Dog if they so choose. There's still a minute to play with. And whereas Apex was by himself earlier, Device is now transitioned across with his AWP. So B is certainly bolstered up. Pretty standard from both teams, nothing out of the ordinary so far. But that Pop Dog play could very well be imminent, especially as Elise is lining up for a smoke onto the A side. And with the positions of both Pimp and Hiko, you assume this is going to be the play. Dupree is calling this one ahead of time with the UMP, but isn't able to get any frags for his troubles. Device is going to go in with the AWP and lands himself that frag. Pimp in the meanwhile is up in the grill of Kirby, but that's going to cost him his life. And now with the bomb getting planted, Nitro is going to go down instantly afterwards. It's looking pretty sketchy for the terrorists. Hiko comes through with 2 frags, but that's all she wrote for Liquid. Astralis will pick up a third, but 2 bomb plants to keeping that economy ticking forward.
Yeah, Liquid was actually super lucky to even get that bomb plant down. I think Zipix checked the wrong side of the bomb train there, but Liquid throwing 2 early smokes from T-Con over to kind of bait nades, put doubt into Astralis' mind to maybe they were going in there, it was a fake. And then they kind of threw extra nades after those smokes were dissipating. They threw extra smokes and they committed onto the bomb site. Device getting that entry though stops it, and you know, just a decent hold. Nothing special coming out of that round from Astralis to win it. Just, you know, simple CT side setup hold.
Indeed, there's nothing particularly out of left field in that round. It was just both teams trying to go at it 100%. Liquid back into this one with 3 deeks, one of which has been tagged down in the hands of Nitro pretty significantly. And it seems that Liquid are hungry for another B hit. Pimp is going to be peeking out first with his deek. Of course, the newest addition. Charging through. Zipex is going to land the frag though onto a Legion. A second one on JDM. Can Pimp get any Deagle frags? No, he can't. He does a lot of damage, but that's not good enough. And Astralis will keep all 5 players alive, so that's great for their economy. You know, we're speaking about Liquid getting their economy ticking through. Astralis are in a pretty solid shape themselves.
Yeah, I hope this round from Liquid we see people kind of loosen up, you know, just default, kind of work your talent and just be a little bit more looser this round, because the first gun round we saw was kind of them just like walking places, being very quiet, and Liquid needs to just open up their fragments here.
It's one of those kind of scenarios where 4-0 doesn't necessarily paint a full picture of how this has gone. Like, Liquid have been pretty close a couple of times, but it doesn't matter how you get the rounds. A win's a win. JDM's going to have his AWP.
I mean, right now from Liquid, we just have like 3 people sitting in T-spawn doing nothing. It seems like they're calling like a strat from freeze time, and they're just like super focused on like, hey, we have to execute this strat. Instead of putting like pressure, baiting nades, like the CTs are just, you know, a Device is sitting at Ivy with a full nade set, just posted like, okay, you know, we're good to go. Liquid just being like, just calling a strat from freeze time and just executing, it seems like.
It seems they're putting a lot of emphasis towards it being an A hit, but then they're actually pushing down ramp instead, so there seems to be a fake. The problem is that there's been quite a lot of times elapsed since those smokes have connected and the push down ramp, so the call has certainly came through that it was a fake. Still, though, Liquid are getting kills, so Astralis now need to quickly get themselves round the back, as Dupree was trying to do just that. He will fall prey to Hiko's AK-47. Meanwhile, Device is going to try some shenanigans with the 5-7. Lands the insta headshot onto Pip. Down he goes. Kirby coming through from the CT side. But there is a very pesky Nitro who has the same idea. And being in a position like this is so golden for Liquid, because even if they do lose a player on the site, Nitro can easily wrap himself around connector or otherwise. I'm a bit curious as to why he's gone that far around though. And that's left the rest of his team to die. Nitro now is going to be coming in, trying to do what he can. There's the first kill. Device is going to be peeking from a long range. Just going to hold on to this defuse. I don't think Nitro has the speed to get here in time. And Device is going to get the defuse and the kill. And Nitro, who was at one point moving towards Ivy.
Feels bad, man.
What?
Well, take a pause. That was crazy. I thought that was a good play by Nitro. He's just lurking, gonna get the kills like once they save, but I didn't get to see how those other 2 kills happened because I switched to Nitro to see how he was lurking, and I don't think Nitro made the mistake here there at all. It was definitely the other 2 people overextending, thinking they were definitely saving.
Yeah, I was also alongside you there. I was specking Nitro. I was curious as to where he was moving, and at the time I was talking about how his position could be golden for Liquid, but then his 2 teammates die on the site, and of course then he's out in no man's land. It goes from being, well, I'm in a great flanking position to, oh my god, the bomb's not planted for me. Jesus Christ, what am I going to do? And Astralis read the situation perfectly.
Yeah, decent entrance into the bomb site as well from Liquid, getting a really efficient trade kill and like double kill right away when jumping down the ramp. So good spacing and trade kills going into the site. Just need to lock down that late round. But like I said, I'd like to see Liquid be a little bit more loose with their T side here. And
it's back to basics or not then?
Yeah.
Again, 5-0 doesn't necessarily paint a great picture for Liquid, how close they've been over a duration of 3 or 4 of these rounds, but Astralis have dug in deep when it's been required. Apex this time playing more aggressive on the ramp. And Liquid a little bit slower.
Yeah, looks like the same opening again, right? We have Hiko on the garbage thing outside of T-spawn, just waiting, gonna set up a smoke again. Taking Brown Hole control, pushing the CCs back, making them kind of have to commit 2 people to enter. And then, just picking a strat out of a hat here. Which the CTs are just, they're just so comfortable. Look, there's 4 mollies on the board. Like, they don't feel pressured at all to use these Molotovs. They should be scared. They should be using these Molotovs right away on T-connector and all off. But Liquid's not putting any pressure to make them scared.
That's the thing, Astralis as well. I mean, they're not really playing aggressive defensive positions here. They're just basically chilling, sat back, saying, come at us, bros. And Liquid, they were down to 37 seconds, 35 seconds now, and ultimately they've got nothing out of this round in terms of information, in terms of kills. Alicia's stoked to smoke as well, so that's certainly going to hurt matters. Let's see if that stops their push from being a successful. If he frees up on the train, he will actually get bested almost instantly. It's up to Device, and he's also going to miss. So a couple of whiffed opportunities for Astralis. 15 seconds now, though. And that bomb is going to be forced down. Pim is going to get it somehow, some way. Here comes a 5-7. Point blank range is not going to yield anything for Astralis. And what a strange round this has proved to be. Glaive is still very much in it with his kit. It was a 1-on-3. He's brought it back down by a third in his favour. As be tickling the bomb, seeing if he can get one of these terrorists to show their faces. And Lige will show himself, and he will end up getting picked off as a result. Surely not, Liquid. Don't let another one slip through your fingers. Hiko's playing this one very intelligently indeed. He can hear the footsteps. Down he goes. Does Glaive have enough time? It's going to be very close. He's going to hold on to this defuse.
Not like this.
And he has it! Liquid for yet another round. Oh my goodness.
In that scenario, like in that 2v1, someone's got to be like, hey, I'm going to peek first, and I'll check if he's on the bomb. And in that scenario, you probably don't want the latter guy peeking first. It would have been better if Hiko probably peeked first in that scenario. But, I mean, good clutch by Glaive, but that's rough. That's hard to swallow for Liquid.
I just find myself thinking that so many times though here, Eric. Like, this is the 3rd or 4th time that Liquid have been in such a good position, and the round has just gone away from them. With a clutch coming in.
Finally, we have Liquid, doing some Ivy pressure here. JDM looking to open up the round here. Posted on right side Ivy. Everyone else kind of just chilling above ladder, but at least we have something fresh coming out of Liquid here. Yeah,
JDM, the glass cannon up. As it's going to be Dupree on main, who puts down Pimp with authority, eviscerating him from this round. And now the push is going to start to come in as Hiko will take the initiative. His fallen comrade through main definitely puts their prowess on the map a little bit to rest. Lack of nades, Hiko. Oh, that timing is so unfortunate. He looks away just as Glaive peeks. He's not going to get punished with his life, but his teammate will. As Kiabi comes in for 1 kill. Now, I'm pretty sure that Glaive spotted Hiko with an AK, so surely the call is going to come through. That was the AWP, not the AK, but Hiko comes through and Nitro with a double nade from downtown. Glaive and Kirby have been destroyed, but so will Hiko. Point blank range courtesy of Device's AWP, 7-0.
Oh wow, that nade
Liquid's
kill
getting
was crazy.
battered.
I mean, that could have went in Liquid's favor there. I mean, Device hitting a no-scope there at the end. Pretty nice shot. But it's just very quiet for Liquid right now. You know, Elige is not having that great of a game, and I think Elige is definitely Liquid's best player, and he's the star that needs to be shining for Liquid.
Definitely.
It seems like there's definitely still a consistency issue with, like, Elige performing every single time, but he's just, you know, when Elige does have a good match, he's absolutely insane. But I think the thing with Liquid right now is, you know, if Liquid or if Elige is really having a good match, he needs people to support him as well, right? It seems like when Elige has an off game, someone else has a great game, but when Elige is on, someone else is off. They just need to be all firing on all cylinders. It seems like they're not.
Seriously rough if you're a Liquid fan right now. Oh, I imagine it's even worse for them on the server. Oh man, yeah, I completely agree with what you just said. Elige is one of those guys, he's their star player, right? Like, he's also a player that can play very aggro and get a bunch of entries if the situation calls for it. And so for him being 1-7, definitely that's really rough for Liquid to get a stake into these rounds. Like, it's typically they're going down to sort of like 30 seconds and then a desperation push almost. With a lot of chaos thrown in.
Yeah, Elige is not afraid to just run in and, you know, give his life and try to entry up. But going into the round here, take it away.
Yeah, there should be a bloodbath, honestly. It's his pistols up against M4s and Kevlar, and as expected, a complete shutout. It's going to be Glaive with 3.
So unfortunately, like I was saying, like, Liquid needs to kind of change up their pace here and put some pressure. But now if they switch up their pace, it's kind of going to be obvious. And, you know, Astralis is probably going to be like, hey, they've been playing super slow. We've been beating them. Like, watch out for a change of pace. So it's going to be tough for Liquid, whatever they call here.
JDM playing aggro. Gonna be the first player in. Down into Pop. Nice shot onto Dupree. Quick reaction speed. Get him that frag. Molotov's instantly into Pop Dog though. Will force him back up. But the opening pick is something they've been sorely lacking thus far on their T endeavor.
So those are the kind of entries JDM needs to do, or people on Liquid need to do. They need to have that confidence to run down a ladder room and just, you know, clear it and just kill anyone that's trying to peek, right? So definitely want to see more of this. Good start by JDM.
I was curious if Glaive was going to try going a Pop Dog there and catching the T's off guard. I think if Team Liquid fully engaged onto B, you'd have seen Glaive actually going up the ladder. But seeing as they're playing more passive and Zipex is okay on the site right now, very reminiscent of how Taz plays B, then it could have been a very different scenario altogether. There's actually 2 players on Pop. Kirby's there alongside Glaive. So Astralis, even though they have 2 players off B site, they have all 4 players around this general area of the map. So that rotation can be lightning fast through Pop Dog.
Yeah, this is their game. This is a pretty good read right now from Astralis. Having 2 in there, 2 in ladder room, yeah. This is gonna be looking scary even with a man advantage.
This is where it can get really bad, especially if Zipex survives for a little while longer. Oh, he's got 2 kills from that position, and this is where the rotation comes through. Even if Glaive dies, you don't expect the second player to be behind you. So, Astralis, this is a clinic on their CT side.
Yeah, having that double and ladder, like you said, it gives the first guy confidence, but like, hey, I'm allowed to go up ladder room and flank, and if I happen to die, like, it doesn't matter. My teammate should be able to trade and, you know, win the round there. So just a really sick read. And I think Device actually got someone through a smoke, so it's a rough time for Liquid.
Certainly is. Still yet to get on the scoreboard here. They've been close so many times. Not been able to get over the finish line. More aggro. More up in the face of Astralis. But typically Dupree has been a rock in these kind of scenarios, so it's not going to change anytime soon. Galil in the hands of JDM, and a team that just put down Na'Vi 16-6 to be 10-0 behind of Astralis. I mean, talk about a change of fortune.
I mean, Liquid they were just all bunched up on Sandwich. Like, they were just so close together, just getting counter smoked, hit with every nade. Like that's looking rough. That's really hard to deal with. Like Astralis played that super well with how they use their utility.
Oh, it's well for Astralis though. They've seemingly been on a downward trajectory for the longest time, like in a massive slump.
Yeah.
Glaive joins the team, suddenly revitalized, rejuvenated, looking good. Liquid may be into desperation mode. You see JDM down by himself,
Yeah.
no one's nearby him. There's no unity there in that play.
Yeah, not on the same page there for sure. Can't hate JDM for trying to chase that frag though. Trying to make a play there. Saw an opportunity.
Yeah. Especially when you're 10-0 behind, you know, you desperately want something to be going your way, I'm sure, in that position.
Yeah. I mean, right now, if I'm thinking I'm Liquid, you need to work Ivy. You haven't worked Ivy. You pretty much worked Ivy ever. Like, Jaden was there with an op once, but they didn't do anything with it. Like, Astralis is feeling so comfy because everything is just straightforward for them. Like they're not having any pressure. They're not worrying about getting sandwiched from Ivy. They're just like, okay, we're watching T-Con and ladder. All right, sick, we're good. Like they need to be, you know, not sitting so comfy here. Put some pressure.
I mean, the scary thing for me, Eric, is Alicia is still only on one frag.
Yeah, JDM as well. Only having 2, and being an op map, you kind of want your opper to shine here.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's going to be a worrying trend if it continues to go forward. I mean, even 4 rounds may not be good enough here for Liquid, and getting 4 rounds on the bounce seems almost impossible the way things have been going for them. But try and keep optimistic. Liquids have been close on a number of occasions to breaking the curse of their T side.
Yeah, I'm just not like, look at this control out of Astralis. Like they threw a smoke deep Ivy, and Liquid was worried about like, oh, are they pushed Ivy? Like, oh crap. And then they have a smoke on T-Con now. Like Liquid doesn't even have control of Alley Hall or T-Con, so you're pretty much just sitting in T-spawn, just waiting to execute. And once again, just take a look at these Molotovs on Astralis' side. It's going to be tough because like they're not baiting any utility right now. They're going to just run into like, it's going to be so hard to get clean frags.
Now the set play is imminent onto A as it rains smokes on the site. Okay, there's an opening pick, and it's going to be a Liege doubling his frag tally so far. They're going to need him to go pretty huge, but he will find himself silenced momentarily courtesy of Glaive's AK-47. 1-4 trade, 30 seconds left of the timer. Device is going to be peering down. There is a smoke in the ice as the bomb will get planted, but Nitro's managed to sneak his way into connector, and this could be something that catches the CTs off guard if they're not careful. Hiko is going to be rattling his way with the AK-47. This is forcing Device out into the open. Meanwhile, Hiko has been put down in his place. This is very scary, though, for Astralis, purely on the basis of where Nitro is currently residing. They can't afford to 100% focus on chasing down Pimp, who is now gone out into the open. He's going to get traded out surely as Kiwi's going to come in. No! Pimp does land the second, and Liquid finally, welcome! You have got yourself a round.
Well, they did it. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty, but you take what you get, right? So, I mean, Liquid needs these last 3. They really do. It'd be a very tough CT side. I mean, they can definitely lock down CT side, but, you know, you need something to work with here.
Is there an element, Eric, watching this that you're maybe a little bit happy?
I mean, to be fair, I got 16-0'd once by these guys. So, I mean, Astralis is absolutely insane. It's like, sometimes they're just really on point and such a solid team.
Yeah, they're a team that are kind of the quintessential underachievers, honestly, these last few months. You expect a great deal from them, especially after Kiwi joined. It seems, well, it was quite a long time ago now.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been quiet, though, for sure, like you said.
So, maybe starting to realise their ability with Glaive on board. Speaking of Glaive, he's going to be moving into Pop Dog. Will spot himself a Liege. And the Liege is going to peace out there. Actually, fakes going up the ladder. This could draw Dupree out into the open. They're going to go for the pop flash into the peak. And it is on point. A Liege is fooling nobody. And down he will go. That's a pretty integral part of Liquid that's gone down with him.
Yep, looks like Execute's coming out for Liquid. Let's see what they can make work here.
Glaive is going to land himself a frag, and that's going to put out into the open on E-Box. Both Hiko and Nitro is going to go for that plant in the smoke. Meanwhile, the Glaive has called it, but doesn't quite land it through the smoke fully. Hiko's going to go down, and just like that, the lights have been turned out again. And Liquid, well, their round loss has been reset. 12-1.
Yeah, I mean, just the way Liquid's playing, they're not giving themselves chances to be in any favorable fights. Like, the duels and the fights they're getting into are just so CT-sided because, you know, they're not getting themselves into the right duels here. And not finding ways.
So, from what you're saying...
They need to completely rework their default.
From what you're saying, I'm noticing that you might maybe like them to do Ivy a little bit more. Have more
that'd be yeah, there's an Ivy. If you just press W right out of spawn, you'll end up at Ivy.
Yeah, they have been more pointed towards Team A and Pop Dog and certainly B. I've seen them play Ivy once, maybe twice, but I can only remember the one round when Hiko and JDM pushed it together. But Nitro peers down as Leash loses the bulk of his health. This is going to put Nitro into a pretty sketchy position. You can see they could all be funneling down the ramp side. They're waiting for that Molotov to disperse before they go down there. And then they have a smoke greeting them in the face. JDM does have an AWP.
Yeah, I think he was like communicating to his teammates. He was looking at him. He was like, hey, I need you guys to jump down, sacrifice your life for the greater good. I'll follow up, get the trade kill with my AWP. Because this round is really on JDM getting posted on lower ramp here and cutting off the rotate. And he has a smoke. He could. JDM does use the one-way here. You can smoke it in between the train and the sidewalk. You can throw one-way. But they're going to creep just right behind the mist smoke of the CTs.
Looks like they may be good for a plant, although there are incendiaries putting a carpet of fire on the site. Leash from the side to land himself. I believe that's his third kill. Indeed it is with the Tech 9. Looking for a fourth. Does get a tasty dink, but can't finish off what he started. He was very low in fairness and gets AWP'd to make matters a whole lot worse. They are hearing footsteps behind them as Nitro goes in with a headshot. An AWP and an AK now. And of course, way back in the day, Pimp was known for his AWPing, but he's going to go down anyway. And Nitro will be lining up the molly onto the site. This forces Zipex off it. There should be enough time after that. Molly has subsided though, and here comes Nitro. He just needs to land himself a frag. It's not going to happen. And in the meanwhile, Dupree will get that defuse, but it was cutting it incredibly close.
Yeah, Nitro in such a tough spot there. Like, you can't really ask him to clutch that. In a 1v3, he had like 10 HP. One little bullet is going to kill him. Like, threw down the Molotov, pretty decently timed, and Astralis didn't have a smoke. But you can't ask Nitro to make that happen.
13-1. Simple, you cheeky man. What are you doing? Random pops up onto the server.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Quickly quit, of course, realizing the mistake. Oh, look at all this damage that's being done. Oh, Jesus. It's like the whole team just got burnt to a crisp. Oh, no, Molly, that was nuts. Glaive is going to come in with frags. Leaving Pimp and Hiko don't even have 50 health between the two of them. Standing tall for Liquid, but not much longer. Put 6 foot under. Astralis, they've done it. 14-1.
They just got melted that round.
Mad.
Well,
Really
as the new coach, Zeus, how do you bring this team back? And by the way, them picking up Zeus is actually really awesome for Liquid. Zeus is he's a really great guy, and I think like with time, Zeus could definitely whip this team up to shape. But certainly. Coaching so limited right now. I think a pretty cool compromise would be to allow the coaches to talk during the 15 seconds of freeze time, and then just instantly be muted if Valve really doesn't want them to talk during the game. But this was live.
Yeah, true. I quite like that idea actually. Let's see if it gets put in. Maybe some compromises will be made. Of course, it takes time as well. New coach coming in, you can't expect results instantly. It's
definitely
work in progress. Zipex through first, the smoke and the shadows. Does spot a Liege in heaven. It's not the greatest position to be in when you have been spotted. There's going to be a hail of gunfire greeting him as soon as he goes out for that peek. Bomb does get planted in amongst the frenzy of bullets. As Dupree puts down Hiko. with authority. One taps him to the forehead. There is still a player in Ivy, which is JDM, and he's been snaking his way around there for a while. You could see that Dupree thought there may be a player up there. It is now should be picked off. Then JDM misses so many bullets, and he's going to get punished. Dupree puts the bullet between his eyes. He's picked up the USP, using it against the CTs. They don't have a kit in this situation, and the bomb is getting close to detonation. But Device now is all that stands between Liquid and a second round. They desperately require it. Device is going to be coming around the corner. There's no kit, so it's going to be A-OK. Lands it in style at that. Beautiful double at the end. Jumps to his death, but it's all good. 15-1. And surely that was Liquid's last chance.
Yeah, I mean, Pimp had to stick it there regardless, but I think the 10 seconds was already gone by the time he got on the bomb. Tough.
What a performance by Astralis, though. This is mad.
Yeah, they're playing flawless CS. This is nice to see, though, from them.
Certainly, when you're seeing how Na'Vi performed earlier on against Tyler, who is far from clinical. When those two meet, that should be an interesting game too. Astralis could definitely win that, based off this performance.
Yeah, Device 20-5 right now. He's on point. Star player for Astralis.
Yeah, everybody's... I mean, you're expecting at 15-1 that everyone's going to have a pretty decent scoreline.
Yeah.
Everyone's chipping in with kills, which is always a good sign.
Definitely. No weak link right now.
Already, Astralis have shown more propensity towards Ivy than really Liquid did in the entirety of their first half.
Yeah, they're taking this round seriously, too. Like, they're not just rushing or looking for stupid frags. Like, they're just all playing Team Counter-Strike, playing passively. They're going to execute a strat here and just, you know, get the 16th round ASAP.
3-player stack on B for Liquid. And judging from the positions of Astralis, that is going to be a sketchy situation to behold. But the Leash does come in with the kill with the CZ. Picks up the UMP for himself. Looks for the spray. No one home just yet. Once again, though, it's going to be Nitro this time on Ivy. Lands a tasty one-tap. But there's going to be 3 more players to find. And 3 more players to tap down. Oh, that flashbang completely neutralizing. Couldn't see a single thing. I was just hoping for the best. But the snowstorm descended, and he is a goner. Hiko, all that remains between Liquid and a 16-1 defeat. First kill is going to go his way. Somewhat of a clutch master, but this is asking a great deal from Hiko. And with that molly also landing on the plant, it's just made it that much more tenuous. 16-1 will be the score. Astralis breezed by Liquid on train. A very impressive performance indeed. And I don't even know what to say about that. That was so one-sided.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be the best match we were going to cast all